Okay, good day once again. It's Uyi Egas, and today I'll be talking about photo editing using Photoshop. This is also part of the Masterclass series. We'll be learning Lightroom, how to edit on Lightroom also in this series, so please stay tuned for that. So right now we're in the Photoshop interface. In my last video, I was able to introduce the interface, but we focused on designing a flyer in that episode. So right now, today, we'll be working on how to edit photos using Photoshop. Now, I've just gathered some pictures of me, some self-love there, and I'll be editing some in the course as we move ahead. So we can just check some of them. This, they basically look very clean. Oh, look at this picture. I was just about snapping it, and then a fly came around. So you can actually learn how to remove things like this. In case that picture was a really perfect picture, you can learn how to remove those kind of things from your picture, and then the picture still looks very good and so crisp, and it will even look as if something was there before. All these were taken by phones mostly. Okay, this is another one. This is a far subject, so we have near subject and far subject. This is two subjects and it's far, full picture. This is also a far subject, and then this is a near subject. This was taken by a camera. So this episode is not supposed to be so long, so I'm just introducing the concept of photo editing. Nothing too extraordinary, just how to edit photos, make your photos look good, make them look beautiful. So let's start with this tool. We're going to open this, so we just do open with. I'll be using. Let me use Photoshop 2017 since that's what's already open. There we have that, and then we have to go back. Let's work on this tool for a far subject. So let's do one near subject and one far subject. So I have open with. Sorry. Photoshop 2017 again. Okay, so let's start with the far subject. Let's start with this. So something I like doing first, most times when you snap picture, you don't care about your white balance. White balance depends on like the time of when you are snapping, the conditions of snapping, more like the condition, not time. So you could have cloudy, you could have sunny, you could have daylight, you could have night, you could have fluorescent. So those are the cases, but I don't really care when I'm snapping because I can always work on that. But most times, I think it's always better to do as much as you can do within the camera so that your editing will be easy and short. So to fix that issue of white balance, what I normally do is, okay, so you see when you open a picture, it's normally locked. So you just double click on it and then click OK. It unlocks the layer. So that basically converts it to a layer and unlocks it. So that's basically what you should do. So what I like doing to correct that effect, firstly, the first thing I always do in a picture is to go to adjustments, a new adjustment layer, and I create a solid color. So you can make it any color for now. So let's just make it this very, very dark red, who cares? And it's all over my picture. So I will hide the layer, and then I will go to my normal layer. I will make sure I'm selecting on it, and then go to my eyedropper tool. Now I want to look for somewhere in the picture that is supposed to be white. So my mind is saying, let me use this or this. So I'm going to check this, but let me see. Okay, this is not white. I'm checking it here. I'm using it to confirm that this is not white, but it's supposed to be white. Also, this is not white, but it's supposed to be white. So what we'll do is go back to our pick tool, and then we are going to change the color of this layer to any of these. So I can choose this and see. I can also choose this and see. So let's use this one so we don't get over the board effects, because this is farther down, this is closer up. This is, at least maybe this is supposed to be whiter than this. So let me just say, okay, this should be the perfect white for my picture. So I'm going to select that, I'm going to click OK. So now you see the layer has changed the color to what was supposed to be white. You are obviously seeing that this is not white. So what we'll do is that we are going to change the blend mode of this to divide. We talked about blend mode in the last video, and blend modes are very important. I will advise you go and check out what each blend mode can do. You don't just go ahead and changing the blend modes. Blend modes, they have specific uses, like watch what this is going to do. And there you have it. Now let's see what is happening. Let me remove this blend mode and you see it looks like there's nothing that happened, but look at this. Is that not lovely? So it's corrected this picture. So now here is going to be pure white now. That's what just happened. So it is no more that dark color, it is pure white. And what it does is that it takes it across the whole picture. So it's going to balance the whole picture, setting this as your new white. So that's a very, very lovely feature for the divide mode. So what I can do now is to go ahead and merge both layers. I'll just go ahead and merge both layers. To merge both layers, you press Ctrl E or Command E, depending on your OS. If you're using Mac, you have Command. If you are using Windows, you have Control. So that has merged it so that you see it does not become a single layer. So what I like to do is to keep a backup. I'll just drag it and create a new layer. So in case I want to revert, I can easily go back to that layer instead of pressing so many undos, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, or Command Z, or rather Command. Okay, I think I need to even mention this. Ctrl Z does this. It repeats or what you just did and what you did last. So it's if you do Ctrl Z, it goes back one step. If you do Ctrl Z, it undoes that Ctrl Z back. But if you want to do a complete undo, you have to use Control Alternate Z or Command Alternate Z. You see, that is taking it back really. And to do a redo is Command Shift Z, Command Shift Z, Command Shift Z. So please let's take note of that. So we're going to go back and okay, I think this is where we are. We duplicated the layer, so we have a copy now. So I'm going to be working on the copy and then keep this as my normal layer, so I can hide that. It doesn't really matter, it's not going to show. So first, if you look at this picture, the light is coming from behind us, so the subject is a little bit dark. There is some weird shadows on the forehead because of the way the eyes were positioned, I guess. And we're just going to work on all that, make the colors pop a bit, and maybe do some background blur to the picture. So let's go ahead. So firstly, let's zoom in and see what we'll have here concerning those shadows on the forehead. That should be the first thing I want to work on. Wow, this looks really bad. So I like using spot healing brush for this. I'm just going to click my spot healing brush and watch how it works. You don't need to do anything, just select. It says repairing the shadows for you. So those odd shadows are leaving. So that is good, that is good, that is good. So you have your picture fixed and then the forehead is all straight now. So that looks good. I like that. I like that. Remember, this is a fast subject picture, so everything is not going to be like super crisp or super sharp. So you just have to find that balance of what works. So I like what I have. I'm just going to add, I'm just seeing a little chink here, so I'm just going to blend it, Command Z, just blend it more, or Command Z. See what you can also do. You can right click and then you can make the brush harder or softer, but I like very, very soft brush for editing pictures so that it blends the whole thing properly, and you can edit the size. You can increase the size of your brush now, so it's bigger. It's bigger. To get this option, you just need to right click. That's all you need to do. You just need to right click, and then it comes up. You click, it goes off, so you can work on your picture. So now, what I'm gonna do, I'm seeing this line here, which I don't really like, and the picture was taken on a rainy day, so I think this is a raindrop. So that's why the picture is looking very dull, kind of. So it was taken on a rainy day. So we're going to remove that line from this picture. We're also going to remove these links on the beards. I think should be from maybe a handkerchief or something. So let's do that. So what I like using this. We just use the spot healing brush. So we're going to use this clone stamp tool for this. So I can make my brush smaller. Now you will see you have a button on your keyboard that is the square bracket. So you just press the open square bracket to reduce and the close square brackets to increase. So you don't need to start right clicking always. So I'm going to alternate. If you press the alternate button on your keyboard, you see it changes to this shape. So it's going to sample this pixel. I'll click on it. So that is the new reference pixel. I'll use it to cover this. So what you just did, I pick what was here and use it to replace here. So it's a very, very nice feature. It's lovely for editing. So we're going to go ahead and work on this. Remember, this picture is not going to be so crisp. Why? Firstly, it was taken by a phone, and also the distance was far, and then also it was a rainy day. You can see the ground is very wet. So you can be working on different situations. This is another raindrop. You can see this. In fact, there are raindrops all over the picture. This is a raindrop. This is a raindrop. This is a raindrop. So let's correct all those, especially the ones in the face. So now we're still using our clone stamp tool. So I'm going to sample a pixel very close to this location. Alternate click, and I'm going to use it to cover up this. Remember, you have to make sure it is soft. Like I can take the hardness more, like all the way down. I can even make it 20. So you have that lovely blended brush. So now we still have that. So I'm just going to click it again. So you see it has removed some of that raindrop that was supposed to be there. It was actually longer than that before. So the lips we're going to sample. I can make it smaller. And then I'm going to sample somewhere close. Alternate click. And then paint directly over. So that makes sense. So now here is darker. I'm going to sample here again. Alternate click this. And then see it's no more there. And then alternate click this. Cover. So the raindrop, it's basically gone. You don't need to overkill it or overdo it. Remember, it's a fast subject, so I'm not expecting anybody is going to start zooming your picture all the way to the final. So there are some small pimples here, so or acne or whatever. So I'm gonna click alternate to select somewhere that is smooth and paint it over the dark place. But that place was too dark, so Ctrl Z. We are gonna use here, which is lighter. Alternate click, and then we paint over this. Alternate click, paint over this. Alternate click, paint over this. So at the end of the day, you just want everything to look all uniform and nice. So I think there's another one here. Alternate click, then you cover this. So I think basically we have all we came for. So we can also do this directly on the shirt, so I can increase my brush size. This is a shirt, so alternate click to move that. Sample here again, alternate click, so it removes that. So this another big one. So remember, you are supposed to be using a very soft brush, very soft, so it blends properly. If you use a hard brush, it's going to mess it all up. So I'm happy with what I have. I'm gonna go ahead and leave the trousers. So let's start working. So let's zoom in. Remember, I kept a backup of the original picture, so let's see what we have. Let's hide this layer so you see. It's like we actually removed those raindrops. You can see the raindrops. Watch these raindrops. They are vanishing and coming back. So let's see the face. This was what the face looked like before, and this is what it looks like now. So you can see there is a whole lot that has been done already. So now just remember, weird shadows on the faces, you can always work on that and remove it. You can't start saying there are things that are not possible though. Like you can't say you want to start working on these shadows. The light is coming from behind, so definitely it's going to be darker there. And you don't want to make your picture look edited. The idea of photo editing is to make it look as natural as possible. So it looks directly off a camera. You can even tell someone that there was no edit done on this picture. That is the idea we are working towards. So we're going to go to image. We're going to be working with image a lot, and we're going to be working with adjustments. You can always click on this auto tone. It auto tones the picture and makes the black darker. I can even like that, but I'm going to show you how to do this manually. Command Z. So we're going to undo that. You can use auto contrast, it's still going to darken it. So you can also use auto color, which I don't like though. So you can use those features. But I'm going to show you how to do this yourself. So we're going to be working with brightness levels, curves, and a few of these. So brightness and contrast, which is the first thing, I'm going to use contrast to make these blacks pop more. So you can, let me show you what contrast can do. So you see, we're already having those effects that it was giving us. So you don't want to overkill it. Look at the way the face is looking like it's looking all messed up. So you don't want to take it all the way to the end. You don't want to take it all the way. It's muting the colors this way. So we're going to leave it at a good 30. 30 looks good. So 30. Now brightness and contrast. The picture is already bright enough. So I don't want to overkill it. This takes it darker. This makes it brighter. You see, making it brighter is just going to kill our picture. We're going to lose lots of information. We want to keep as much detail as we want to keep in the picture. So we'll put that 0. We'll leave that at 0. I like my contrast at 30. So we'll click OK. Now you see the difference. So it's darker. The blacks are coming out more properly. So adjustments, we can work on curves. Now I like curves because you can easily manipulate things without typing in so many numbers. So watch this. This makes it bright. This makes it dark. But then the sweet thing is that you can, okay, darken this a bit and then make it bright. So I'm making 2 points. So you don't want to go all the way. It can become very, very bad. Just some little minor, not rather minor, major, but very, very little adjustments. You can see what it's doing by undoing this, removing this preview. So you see what the picture looks like before and what it looks like now. So before and now, before and now. So before, now. So I like what I have now. The grasses are looking very green and lush. Trees looking very lush. The colors are popping. The reds are really, really correctly colored. The picture is more true to life now, and I like what I'm seeing. So I'm going to click OK for that to add that effect. So now you see we are coming a whole long way from where we started. So what I want to work on next is maybe my subjects, and then we talked about doing a background blur. So let's go ahead and do that. Plus, we're going to zoom in. I can make, okay, let's just leave the shoes. Let's just go ahead and do the background blur. I think this picture, it's already getting almost to the perfect state. I like it. So we're going to learn how to do selection. So I'll teach you how to do this very easily. I'm going to be using quick selection tool. So quick selection tool, you just drag across where you want to select, and you see it's already selecting it, though it's adding some things we don't want. You see it has added this place, but we can always correct that. So it has added this and added this. We can always remove that. So now the shoes are selected. We don't need to be all the way perfect, just some little minor touches. So now you see it has selected this ground. So to remove what you've selected, you can reduce the size and click that alternate. You see it turn to minus. So now we are going to start removing the ground because we don't want the ground part of what is selected. Now you notice I'm clicking now. I'm not dragging, because if I drag, it's going to cause a whole lot of mess. So I'm going to add this part of the shoe again that's blurred, that has left the selection. So it's now in selection. Add this, just adding it little, and then definitely you get the effect you are looking for. So now let's go ahead and remove this. So alternate, I'm going to reduce the brush even more, and then you see that makes sense. So it just works fine. So do this again here, do this again here, just remove that bit. Yes, I'm going to remove this. Yep, I like that. Lovely. So I'm going to remove this side. What I don't like. And there you have it. Also looking good. So I can alternate remove this place if I want to, because it's actually really not part of what I want to select. So alternate, so it has removed. So I'm using alternate to minus to subtract my selection. So just the head that is remaining. So I'm going to increase the brush a bit and then select the head. I'm not going to hold alternate anymore. So that I selected half of the face, other part of the face, another part of the face, that part of the face, the hair, then these beads, then ears completely, and then the ears completely here. So lovely. We have something truly spectacular. You see, our subject is very well selected, and that was done really, really fast. So what I like to do is I like to duplicate this again. So I'm going to duplicate this, and then I'm going to mask out our subject. So now watch what is going to happen. I'm going to mask him out. Click this add layer mask button. So click that. So now you see what has happened. It's like my silhouette has been cut off. So now I'm going to remove these two back layers and you see what is happening. So you see, this is also a way to remove backgrounds. As you can see, it's just me in the picture without the background. So now this is the layer that contains everything. So I just decided to isolate just the subject in this picture. So what I want to do is I want to apply a blur to the background layer. So the blur does not affect the subject. That's why I masked out the subject. So now this layer being selected, I will go to my filters. Under filters, we're going to have blur. Now under blur, there is a lot of options: average blur, blur more, blur, box blur. So there's a lot to cover. Because of the time of this video, I will need to just use do a simple Gaussian blur. So let's do a Gaussian blur. You see, that is too much. Definitely, the picture does not look real at all. So we are just going to take it down all the way, and we have some blur, but it's not noticeable. We still have some blur. Okay, I think I'm liking this spot. You don't want to make it look too, this is too much. Definitely, this is too much. So I'm just going to reduce it a bit. I think exactly 6 is still too much. Let's do 5. Okay, so I like 5. Background is blurred. We still have some detail over there. So now this is perfect. I like what I see here. So this picture is good. Uploadable to social media to get your likes on Instagram and the likes. So I like this. So remember how to save. You just go to File, Save As, and then you choose where you want to save it. You can choose to save it in the folder we came from, which is Me. So there's a whole lot of things there, a lot of pictures. So you can just save it here and save it as JPEG. So it's gonna, like mine is automatically going to add copy because it knows that there was a picture there before, so it's gonna put copy. So if it's not there, you can just add a number so that it doesn't replace your original picture. And then you click save. And you want to do a large file so that it will retain the quality. So you click OK. And that's good. I like that. Fast subject, picture looks good. So now let's quickly move on to the next picture. This is a closed subject. I'm going to open the layer. Open it up. I'm going to do a crop. So let's do a crop. I want to crop out this branding on the picture. So the picture was taken for an event that I was giving a talk on. So they branded the picture. So let's remove that branding first. So I'm going to use crop tool, and we are going to do something basic like this. So I like that, and then click good. So we are good to go. So that is crop tool, very easy, very workable. So now this is a closed subject, so there's a whole lot of detail in the picture, a whole lot of detail there in the picture. So don't mind my gray hair. So let's start working. So firstly, remember what we want to do is we want to use our spot healing brush to heal some of these pimples or some of these small chinks on the face. So that has vanished, this has vanished, this has vanished, vanished. So you're just gonna do all that till, remember, you can always increase the size or reduce the size depending on what you want. So in case you don't know, this is my pictures I'm editing. Uh, some of you already know me. I think this is the best way to go about it, editing my pictures. So you don't want to go too much, like just dragging. I don't want to do that. There's a way I can do that later. I like my pictures. Some people like these smooth beauty effects pictures. No, I like retaining some noise in my picture. I like there to be noise. Like, let it look natural. I like it look true to life. I like doing that in my pictures a whole lot. So there is something I'm noticing here. It's a black spot. Well, yes, it's clear now. It is not there anymore. So good. So we're gonna apply a blur still. So don't be scared if some of what we are doing are not showing. So blur is going to match everything well. So let's go ahead and remove this small thing I'm seeing here. So we just need to be very small, and then we click on it. Okay, I don't like what it did, so I'm going to use clone stamp tool. So I'm going to select here, alternate, select this, and then go over here and do that. Command Z. I don't like what it did, so that's more like it. So that's more like it. So I like that. So what some people like to do is to give the hair some darkness. I've seen some people do that, so I'm just going to teach you how to do that, but I'm not going to keep it for the picture. I'm just going to do it and then remove it. So what you can do is let me show you how to use the polygonal lasso tool. So you can just select the hair, but remember, you can always use quick selection tool. It's the easiest way to select. So you see, I'm selecting the hair, and then you have some parts to the beards, more beards, more beards. So some people do this. I'm just going to teach you how to do it. You don't want to overdo it still, because the picture is going to look ugly if you overdo it, or very photoshopped. So there you have that. I'm not trying to be so careful though, if you have noticed. I'm just doing this as fast as I can. So you can choose to take all the care you want. So you see, it has selected just the hair, and I will duplicate the layer like I said before. I always like duplicating so that I'll have my original picture just in case of anything. So now you don't want to make it too sharp, so we're going to go to select, and we're going to go to modify, and we're going to go to feather. So we're going to feather the selection so that it has a kind of blur. So feather radius of 50 might be too much depending on your picture. So, but my picture is a very, very large picture. You're seeing it's at 16.7%, so it's quite a big picture. But let's see. Let me show you what 50 does. So see, it has cut off so many parts because we've overdone it. So let's undo that. Control Z or Command Z, or use the normal undo, which is Command Alternate Z for Apple people, Mac OS users, and Control Alternate Z for the Windows users. So I'm going to go to select once again, and then modify feather, and I think 20. You can even be using 3. Sometimes you can be using 5. It's just depending on the quality of the picture. So I like this. Lovely. I can even go more. I can add another 10. So select, modify, feather, add another 10. So that's like a total of 30. And I like this. So what I'll do is go to image adjustment, and you want to go to you can go to levels, but I like using curves. So look at what curves do. I want to make it darker. So you see the hair has become darker. You don't want to overdo it, obviously. You want to just give it that little darkness so the outlines of the hair show a bit. So I like what I'm seeing there. I click OK. So undo, command deselect. Watch the original picture. You see? Watch this. So you see the hair is more darker and rich. So you can do that. It's possible. So like I said, you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to overdo it. You just want to just at the middle, be in the middle, just somehow in the middle there. So now I'm going to duplicate once again. Now this is my original, just keeping this fresh. So I'm going to duplicate once again. So let's copy duplicate. So I want to now blur a bit to the face so that the face will look this smooth face. I'm going to show you how to do that too. So smooth face, we go. So select, or rather filter, filter, and we'll have blur. So let's do a smart blur. I like using smart blur for faces. So you see it's coming all the way close. You can take it down to see what you are having. So it's just showing you an example of what is there. Let's go to 100%. So this is what it looks like in real, and when you blur it, this is what it looks like. So you see what the blur is doing. So obviously you don't want to blur an eye. So we're going to, that's why I duplicated. I'll show you why I duplicated very soon. You don't want to blur hair. So this look good. You can edit it. So but I like this 3.0 and 35. If you edit it, see what you are getting. So let's do this 3. Let's put it at that 3 and see. Okay, that 3 is a little bit too much the way I'm seeing it. Even the 6. Wow, that's a whole lot. I didn't even notice before. So we're gonna take this up. Let's do something like 40. Okay, so I like 40. I like 40. So I like 40, and then see what the threshold does. It increases it so much. Or leave this. So you can do 25. Let's say that 25 of what it was before. And you can change some of the settings to see what it does. So let's just leave that okay. So it's going to apply its effects. Depending on this, like this picture is very large, like I said, it was taken on a DSLR camera. So now you see my face looks very buttery and soft. The cloth looks so soft and buttery. We don't want that. So that's why we created a layer, 2 layers. So now we are going to add a layer mask. Add the layer mask. So now you see, before the layer mask, our colors were any color we choose. But when you add a layer mask, it turns to black and white automatically. Layer mask will work on black and white. So if you paint black on this picture, it makes that part transparent. So it makes that part a see-through. You'll be seeing what is behind. So let me undo this and let me paint. Go to my brush tool. So this is my brush tool. I have a circle. So let's increase the circle. See, you see, it is showing me the background now. So that is what mask does when you add a layer mask. So I'm painting black and it's doing that. So I'm going to undo that. So the reason why I created this behind layer is, remember the behind layer, we did not blur it. So we are going to paint to show what is behind, so our hair does not look blurred. So watch this. You see how it is bringing back the details in the hair. So that is something I like doing. So we're just going to do that throughout the whole hair. Make sure that we are not losing any detail in the hair. So there we have that. I like that. I like what I'm seeing. So we still have our details in the hair. So your ear is supposed to look sharp. Remember, it's supposed to be normally the ear looks oily a bit. So I want to keep that feel. So the beard hair, obviously, is not supposed to be blurred. So You're just noticing what I'm doing. So remember, you're supposed to be using a soft brush for this. If you use a hard brush, you will hit yourself. So soft brush, always remember that. I didn't check because I know my brush was set to soft before. So you are seeing is just regaining all that quality. So I know most of you know this Snapchat. You guys use Snapchat to add beauty effect to your face. But what I don't like about it is that the beauty effect also adds to places that are not supposed to be added. So we're going to remove the ones on the eyebrows too. So we can reduce our brush size. So we get more control. So the eye is not supposed to be blurred, obviously. So remove this. So your eye looks sharp. You don't look sleepy. Remove this. So I can create a line on the nose. I just draw a line to make that place very sharp. So there's some highlights on the picture. So your lips and your mustache, obviously. I'm just saying yo. Some ladies are gonna be working on this. I know ladies, you guys don't have mustache, you don't have beards, but I'm sure you get the scope of the class. So, and you may be editing a female as a guy, so you should know what works. So the lips look sharp and everything is looking good, and the face is looking, giving you that buttery feel. So it all makes sense. So now you want to remove the shirt. So you are seeing it's like I drew my face in black and white over there in the mask. Why? Because I have been able to remove those places I don't want to blur. Remember, you're not supposed to be blurring clothes, so I'm just going to paint over the clothes and make the clothes retain their sharpness. So try not to miss any spots. I like doing it sequentially as if um, painting. So step by step, I'm holding down and dragging. That's what I'm doing. I'm holding down and dragging currently. So I just hold down and drag. So the thing does its job, the tool does its job, and lovely. So you can see black is all over the cloth. So now the picture is looking more crisp and clear now. So we're going to add some features. So we can also do a white balance here. So I'm going to apply this layer mask. Apply. So it's there. So if I undo, you see the picture. It's only my face that I want to be blurred. It's actually blurred. So let's merge both layers. We're going to do Command E to merge because I like what I've seen. So I'm saying I can merge. So I'm going to duplicate that again. So to keep that spectrum, I'm going to start doing some adjustments now in the picture. So let's go to Image, Adjustments, and let's see what levels does this do. Rather, let's see what levels can do. So adjusting this makes it darker, and taking this makes it lighter. So you can work on that. You can adjust some levels in between. So you can do that. You can also make it brighter. So darker. So that's basically what levels can get to you. So let's make it brighter. Let's pop it a bit. So increasing this, you can also drag the middle to get some control. Remember, we darken the hair, so we don't want to. So I'm liking this 0.95, and I'll click OK. So that works well for me. So adjustment. Let's see what else we can do. You can convert a picture to black and white here. So black and white, it gives you that settings. And whenever I do my black and white, so you can edit. There's a whole lot you can do with your black and white. Like now it looks like a black guy, a dark guy, very dark guy. And you can do a whole lot of controls here. So editing the yellows. You will enjoy this more in Lightroom. Very sure about that. You enjoy this more in Lightroom. So we're not making our pictures black, or neither are we returning all those things I did. So let's just go ahead and cancel. So image adjustments. I really like what I see. I'm not going to do anything much. Shadows and highlights, also very important. You will not see all this, I guess, when you are doing yours. You see something like this here. This is mostly what you are going to see. So I like taking my shadows back to normal, and so you see what it's doing. So you don't want this. So highlights is going to increase the highlights, or rather, you're just trying to manipulate the highlights. So you can just show more options to get more control, tone, radius. You can play with all this, and with time, you see what they do. This video, it's supposed to be within the time frame. So we're going to cancel that. Image adjustments. What else? We have vibrance. This will make it redder. So you see, it's making the picture look a bit red and giving it that pop. So let's add plus 18. I like the effects. You don't want to overkill it. Obviously, this is not me anymore. I know what I look like. So more like this. And saturation. You can kill the saturation. It gives it one. Obviously, saturation is like the colorfulness. So if you take it all the way to the end, it becomes black and white, and then you can slowly regain some color, and then you can be totally red. So let's just leave this at 0. Okay, I like the vibrance. So image adjustments. We can do what else? What else? You can actually pick desaturate is just going to take it to a black and white straight. So Command Z. So image adjustments, and we have what else I'm going to use? We've used curves, use brightness, contrast, exposure. You should know exposure from your camera, so you can make it darker or brighter. So just depending on what you want, you can choose the offset, gamma correction. So there's a whole lot you can do. Cancel. So let me just do something with that exposure. I would like to add some of this to the picture, so the picture is not looking all so bright. So I like my picture the way it is. So you can play with most of those tools under the adjustment layer and get lots of controls, lots of lots of tools to work with, lots of effects you can add to your picture. So there's a whole lot you can do. So thank you once again. We've edited 2 pictures, and I'm going to definitely show you what before and after look like. We did this, and then we also did this. So thank you very much. Catch you guys in the next one. Thank you.